Tonight on NewsWatch 12 at 6, we're tracking several bills that could impact our local schools, restaurants, and those who have seen wildfire. What you need to know about those bills coming up.
Live, local, late breaking. This is NewsWatch 12 at 6.
Rain and snow are widespread across our region tonight. We're taking a live look out at Mount Shasta. This view brought to you by the Mount Shasta Resort. The rain and snow aren't going anywhere anytime soon. And also, we'll see some snow up on Mount Ashland already coming down. That snow there's a live look at it. Hard to even see anything there. The snow could bring travel impacts at higher elevations and even bring some snow to our valley floors even. Our storm tracker weather team is tracking more wet weather tonight with snow impacting travel for more and more of us tonight. Let's check in with Storm Tracker 12 Chief Meteorologist Matt Hoffman for the latest on this winter storm, Matt.
Yeah, this is just the first in a series of storms to impact us. Take a look outside right now. It's been a pretty soggy one in the Rogue Valley. Higher elevations like Mount Ashland seeing snow, some heavy snow up on Mount Shasta. We did see reports of snowfall rates up to 2 inches per hour. Notice those chillier temperatures across the region, and snow levels are beginning to drop, and we're seeing more of the region, at least in our higher elevations, being impacted by snow and roads starting to get slick in our higher passes. Winds are rather gusty, especially over on the east side and in the Shasta Valley. Let's take a look at road conditions. Roads getting slippery right now at Snowman Summit, also along Highway 97. Through the Grass Lake area. We will see that change over to snow in the Mount Shasta area and expecting some accumulation as we head into tonight. So as we head deeper into this evening, travel is going to become slower and more difficult. A look at the snow. It's been heavy. A band of heavier snow has rolled through the Lake of the Woods area, and 140 basically coated with snow right now. On the east side, mainly just looking at wet roads right now, but we will see some accumulation overnight tonight. Blowing snow is going to be more of an issue for the east side. Pretty widespread rain and snow. There are some bands of some heavier snow, though, in those brighter blues. That's what rolled through Lake of the Woods to put down that coating and make roads quite slippery. We do have winter weather advisories, winter storm warnings in place for the region. In Jackson County, above 2,000 feet later tonight. Snow levels tonight getting down to about 1,500 to 2,000 feet. Here's a look at forecast snowfall basically now through Thursday morning, looking at upwards of 3 to 6 inches for our Cascade passes, anywhere between a coating up to a few inches for the east side, about 2 to 4 inches, maybe a little bit more in the Mount Shasta area, and then some very light snow accumulation possible near 2,000 feet. Sexton Summit, Hayes Hill, we could see a coating up to an inch or so. The big weather story for tomorrow, we will see lingering rain and snow showers, lower snow levels, chilly temperatures, and breezy winds. But that next storm system we're tracking for Friday, likely starting off with valley snow before changing to rain. We'll talk more about that system and where we have some winter storm watches that have been issued coming up.
Continuing coverage tonight as we continue asking local lawmakers about the ongoing trade war. You might be wondering, what impacts would these tariffs have on me? Today, we spoke with Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley, who says the estimated cost for families would increase by $2,000 a year, along with appliances, clothing, and other items getting more expensive. The senator says heating your home could be costly because of tariffs.
If you use natural gas to heat your home, fossil gas, it's likely to go up in price because we're going to be exporting more, and that raises the price here at home. That's why I'm opposed to exporting that gas, and certainly opposed to exporting it to China, which strengthens their economy at the expense of our families.
Merkley is holding town hall meetings in Jackson and Josephine counties on Sunday. The first is set to be at Ashland High School at noon, and then in Josephine County at the Rogue Community College gym at 4 p.m. And Oregon charter schools are making a case for equitable funding. Oregon legislators conducted a public hearing this afternoon on House Bill 3444. The bill addresses significant funding disparities between charter schools and district-run public schools. A 2024 study found charter schools receive 52% less funding than its peers. This gap limits charter schools' ability to provide essential services such as transportation, mental health support, and even basic infrastructure.
Have some more buses, you could have more mental health support, you could have so many more things. If you had the full funding, it would make a dramatic difference to charter schools in Oregon.
She also says charter schools see an estimated 20% less funding for K through 8 students. Charter schools are not allowed to bond for buildings, leaving them to rely on mortgages or other limited funding options. House Bill 3444, if passed, would help ensure charter schools receive a larger share of the funding allocated to public school. Zimmerer says it's more than just funding. It's about providing every student with opportunities that they deserve. And an Oregon appeals court has ruled that Measure 114 is constitutional, reversing a lower court ruling. Measure 114 requires a permit to obtain guns. Permits are available to those who meet a certain criteria, including passing a criminal background check. It also closes the Charleston loophole that allows firearm transfers to proceed if a background check takes more than 3 days. The measure also restricts magazines that can carry more than 10 rounds of ammunition. The Attorney's General Office said the law doesn't immediately go into effect. Those challenging the law have 35 days to appeal the case to seek further appellate review. A separate federal case over Measure 114, a judge found the measure unlawful under the Second Amendment. Plaintiffs in the case appealed to the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. More details on the ruling can be found on kdrb.com. And Representative Pam Marsh introduced a bill yesterday that would create a fund to help with those who lose their property to utility-caused fires as long as they don't sue that company. NewsWatch 12's Rocky Walker gives us a look at that bill.
There is a process outlined in the bill in which the fund could be activated if there is a fire, and we've assessed that the infrastructure belonging to the utility has had a role in that fire.
Tuesday, Pam Marsh introduced a bill to create a fund that would help to cover the costs of homes and businesses lost in utility-caused fires.
So the intention of the fund is that it would provide an immediate source of capital that could be used to help individuals who have had a loss in the fire.
HB 3917 creates this fund paid by public utilities managed by the Public Utilities Commission, having up to $800 million to pay for those with losses in the fire. Paired with HB 36.
New at 6, a crash left a 22-year-old motorcyclist dead in Josephine County. The Josephine County Sheriff's Office says they responded to a motorcycle crash on Granite Hill Road earlier this week. An initial investigation shows the motorcyclist failed to make a turn and left the roadway. Jesse Tillett was declared dead when he and his bike were located off of the roadway. He was wearing a helmet. And we're hearing from the diver that recovered the body of 2-year-old Dane Polson in the Siletz River on Tuesday. Juan Herandia found the child 3 miles downstream from his home. He's been in this position before and found 7 other missing loved ones throughout his career. When he heard the news, he said he knew that he would be able to help.
It's in Mexico in the vacation, and somebody tagged me in Facebook, and I was following the news, and I decided to come and help to bring closure to the family.
Despite the tragic ending to this case, he says it was a community effort to finally bring Dane home. And take a look at some intense video captured by Grants Pass Fire and Rescue. Just before 2:30 this morning, crews responded to this structure fire on Southeast Portola Drive. Firefighters responded aggressively and kept the flames from spreading. Crews were there well into the morning and monitored the scene throughout the day. All occupants made it out of the home safely. Onto a crime watch tonight. A burglar in Dunsmuir has been arrested after ransacking one home and attempting to break into another. The Siskiyou County Sheriff's Office responded to the attempted home invasion, where the resident captured photos and videos of the individual. 53-year-old Chad Brisbane was identified using those photos and arrested. Around the same time, a homeowner returned to their home where $4,000 worth of property had been stolen. A nearby camera captured Brisbane entering the home prior to his arrest. He now faces charges of vandalism, attempted burglary, and grand theft. Looking ahead to this weekend, we are excited to do our NewsWatch 12's Klamath Falls Sportsman and Outdoor Recreation Show. A favorite of mine was seeing the wild wolves of Yellowstone. If you remember a couple weeks ago, there they are. That's Coda and Ricky there. And you too can win an exclusive opportunity to get a picture with these two wolves by watching NewsWatch 12 this morning.